Get ready for some good music, real talk with some dope women.
Let me let you know what the chit chat today is about. Because we come from different perspectives, different age groups. You know what I'm saying? We touching on we 3 different generations.
We gotta go to what's going on.
Yes, what's going on, time.
What's going on?
I mean,
I know that's right. That you sit up to the Rowdy.
Okay.
Sit up to the Rowdy, Lord.
Actually, okay, so I'm gonna just spill my own tea.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
It is us. We are here. Do you know what today is? It's not our anniversary, but it is our debut show. Y'all excited, cannot even explain how we feel tonight. We were talking, we've been planning, and now we are here. Ladies and Lyrics, Wednesday, March 3rd, debut show. Hey y'all.
Hey.
About Ladies Lyrics. What is this all about? It's exactly what the title says. It's us ladies sitting here talking about the lyrics of the music that we all love to listen to. I mean, who doesn't love music? But why do we love the songs we love? Why do we listen to the songs we listen to? How do they make us feel? And how do they connect to our lives? We're going to get into it, dig deep, and get into some serious topics. And tonight, we're going to sit back and relax, get ready for some good music, real talk with us dope women. So let's go ahead and get started with our chick chat.
Yes, that is the time. Well, you know what, guys? You know, it's we've been going through a lot last year and this year. And you know, they talking about the vaccine. And at first I was like, I'm not getting that. I'm not doing it. And my youngest son was like, you need to get it. I was like, listen, I don't know nothing about it. I'm not doing it. But guess what? I decided to do it. And I'm kind of nervous.
Okay.
But I am going to go ahead and do it and put all that fear behind me. A lot of reasons why I want to do it is I have my children and I want to be here. I want to also be safe. And I just pray when I go and I take it that there's no side effects from it. And somebody got to do it, sister. So I'm going to do it for us. I'm going on the front line.
Amen.
So Diane, when are you going to get your first shot?
Well, actually, I just registered today, so I'm waiting to hear back from them. And you know, it's the essential workers. So I'm considered an essential worker because I work for the type of company that I work for. We are considered essential workers. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Like I said, I'm a little nervous. Sometimes we say, oh, I'm not going to do something. And when you really, really think about it, of course, I'm going to still have to wear a mask and do all those things, but I also want to just go ahead and just feel a little more comfortable. And I don't want to be restricted about places that I can go and things that I can do. So I'm going and I feel like my kids will also be more at ease and more relaxed, knowing that their mother is protected as much as she could be. So yeah. I'm pretty excited about that, you know. Yeah.
But you know what? I'm happy that you're doing that. But this is what I like. I never took the flu shot, and then I don't anticipate getting the vaccine. But what I don't like is how people will make fun about people who do get the shot and say, hey, you know, this gonna happen to you or this and that. Because some people, unfortunately, because of their job, they don't have no choice but to get the shot. So first of all, people are already feeling some kind of way. They already scared. They already nervous. And then you making jokes on social media about somebody having to get it for their job. Like, that's what unfortunately, I know we living in the social age. It's freedom of speech. You can say what you want to say and all that other stuff. But sometimes I think we got to be a little bit more sensitive to the people who have to do something, to make a living. Are you gonna help? Are you gonna take care of them?
Absolutely.
They quit their job because they don't want to get the shot. Like no, like so. Sometimes I think we need to be a little bit more sensitive to people who have to get it. You know. Yeah,
I agree. And I have my reservations and reasons in the beginning, and they're still there. I'm just like taking a huge step. I am older, and I'm just going to go. And at the end of the day, for me, this is for me because I serve a mighty God. I choose to call my higher power God. I don't have, what anyone else believe in is great. But for me, I'm going on his back. And I'm trusting that he's going to protect and guide me. And so many other people have taken it and they seem to be fine. If there's any fatalities, we haven't heard about them. So I'm going, ladies. I'm getting on the line. If y'all ain't going yet, y'all big sister going.
Well, okay. I'm on the same side as Ty. I've never taken the flu shot. And I was having this conversation with somebody, and he was like, it was a guy. He was like, well, you take the flu shot. I'm like, no, I don't take the flu shot. So no, I don't plan to get a COVID vaccine. It's not in my plans. But what I am seeing is that a lot of African Americans were not wanting to get it. They were like dead set against it. But I'm seeing a lot of people like you, Diane, more and more people saying, you know what, I'm going to get vaccinated. I'm going to get the vaccine. And like Ty said, I don't knock anybody for their personal decision. I do not like when people start saying, oh, you doing this, you should. It's a personal decision. So if that's what you want to do for you, I applaud you. But I think everybody should make their own decisions.
I agree.
I don't do flu shots. I'm not doing the COVID. Somebody going to have to make me. Like, tell me that I can go out of the country without COVID. Then you might be able to get me, But
I can see you the first one online. As soon as they say you can't go out the country, you're gonna be knocking people down.
I'll be like, what? Oh, hold on, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. You said COVID shot? Okay.
Okay. Well, look, y'all. Did y'all know what y'all wanted to wear today?
Well, yes, I did.
Okay.
I knew I wanted to wear this t-shirt. So
okay. So me, I didn't know what I wanted to wear. I'm a last minute planner, a last minute person. So I was around the house like, what the heck am I going to put on today for the show? So I had this shirt on actually Sunday because me and Westside, we had went out to dinner. He actually bought me this shirt for Valentine's Day among some other stuff. But he had bought me this shirt. And then I was thinking, okay, it's Women's History Month and all this other stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put this shirt on again. So if anybody who saw my story and they see me in this shirt, yes, I got it on again.
Absolutely.
Because I am a queen. It's Women's History Month.
Right.
And, I wanted to celebrate my queendom, whatever. And Devonia, I thought about you too with the Welcome to the Queendom, what you have. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put my shirt on. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm all for that. I'm all for the queen. Anything that queendom, reigning, I'm all for it. And anytime you're talking about women doing something mighty, so I love the shirt. I noticed it the first thing. It's funny you said that was one of the first things I said. I noticed about you. I'm like, oh, I like this shirt. I'm like,
yeah, can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes, queen. We see you, girl. We see you.
And Westside, he always calling me his queen, so that's why he bought the shirt. Okay. Yeah, y'all know we be talking about my boo thing, so don't be hating nobody.
No, you don't talk about your boo thing. That's yes. You know what? I have this thing about when everybody be talking about goals, relationship goals, this goals. I don't like it. Then how you like you said, what are your own goals? You'll never see me talking about relationship goals. However,
right, I'm gonna be happy for somebody. Right.
Like my Westside. So relationship goals.
So we got two people that came in and say hey. So hey Mo.
Hey
Diana. Hey. We got Brenda. She's saying, hey, hey. Thank you for joining us today. Hey.
Thank you for joining us for some Chick Chat.
Yes.
Speaking of shirts, this is the one I chose to wear today. She is dope. What's funny is this is one of my own shirts that I created. It says she is dope. And then at the bottom it says she is me. You know how everybody was saying she is this. So the she I'm talking about is me. So
Yes.
kind of goes along with our show, which we're talking about dope women. And for me, I'm really like an old school type of person. So every time people come up with these new slang like dope, and I don't too much jump on it, but like dope, like you gotta get on that one. Like you gotta get on dope. I'm like, I gotta join the bandwagon on this one.
Yes.
I can't even explain it any other. I can't explain me any other way, or you all any other way. So that kind of goes into something that I want to bring up with the dumb. I'm reading this book called Year of Yes.
Okay. By Shonda Rhimes, right?
By Shonda Rhimes. So I came to this part of the book where she said she was at this event for women, recognize women for their greatness. And she said they went through the list of the women and everything that all of their accomplishment. And she said every time when they got to an individual woman, the women would be like, head down and like this, not really, just kind of like, yeah, don't put too much spotlight on me. And she said she reflected, like, including herself, everybody in here is having a hard time accepting that they are awesome and amazing. Like a hard time with the spotlight saying, you all that girl, and accepting it graciously and be like, yeah, thank you. Thanks. I am all that.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of that too. I don't know about you all, if you've ever been guilty, but I tend to like not want people to be like, oh, Devonia, you all of that, even though I'm wearing the shirt. I'm walking around saying she is dope. But to have a lot of people looking at me and giving me all these accolades, you always want to be like, I didn't do that much. I'm okay.
Right.
Like I'm all right,
Right. It's hard for us to take a compliment.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard for us as women.
Y'all ever found yourself in that situation?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You kind of when you get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just even like today, I was having a conversation with somebody even before, like real quick before we had got on, and she was like, I see you doing your business and everything. And my instinct was to say, I'm trying. No, I am doing my business.
Yeah.
I am doing big things.
Yes.
I am, but you kind of, we want to be humble, and we want to be nice and cute about it. No, stand in your greatness, stand in the dopeness, stand in what you're doing, stand in it and be happy about it and be, just walk in it, period. Walk in what you're doing. Walk. If you doing something like, okay, so while you talking about books, I'm reading a book. I'm listening to an audio book by Gay Hendricks. It's called The Big Leap. And he talks about getting in your zone of genius and all of this other stuff or whatever. And like this book has really been helping me because I suffer from imposter syndrome sometimes. And it's like, I know I'm dope. I know I'm good at a lot of the things that I do, but sometimes, I get to hearing that voice in my head that's telling me, girl, you doing the most. And it's like, you want to pull back a little bit, but then it's like, no, walk in what you're doing, walk in who you are, keep moving forward. So
absolutely. I agree with you totally. We have to learn how to. We are doing great things, and when I say we, I'm not talking about just the three of us. I'm talking about everybody that's looking and listening. And you are out here serving your gift to the world, and you the bomb. You dope at it. Accept it. Accept that people see that, and just say thank you. Thank you.
But sometimes it's hard, like you said. Some people feel like people are being cocky. So it's not cocky, it's confidence. And sometimes it's hard for us to just walk in a room and know that when we walk in there, we command it. It's not a bad thing, but it's something you got to practice. So when somebody say, you look beautiful, and you be like, then you got to say to yourself, just say thank you.
Yeah.
It's a thing that because when it's easy for us to elaborate on the negative, but when the positive come along, we shy away from that. Instead of shying away from the negative, we put light on that. But we need to start putting light on the positive and say, yes, I am beautiful. So we look in a mirror, but when we go outside and the world gives it to us, we need to be able to stick our chest out
Yeah.
and go ahead and walk in it, because we are all queens.
Yeah.
So we got to be able to wear our crown with our head up and our chest out.
Always wear your invisible crown. I did a workshop for some young ladies with that, and part of one of the quotes was always wear your invisible crown. And so it was a little more than what we were talking about, but yeah, absolutely, Diane.
Yes.
All right. So are y'all ready for some music? Hey. So while we're here, we're going to talk about the lyrics. So it is time for us to get lyrical. We have chosen a song that we think is really good for the fact that it's Women's History Month, or the fact that we're all women, and the fact that we are doing this for all of you women out there. So today's song is Who Runs the World? Who Run the World by Beyonce.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey.
What? Okay, so let me tell you, before we really get into Beyonce, whoever out there you listening to me, don't kill me, but I'm not a Beyonce fan. Okay, I said it. Don't send me no bad messages, no nasty text messages. Don't send us no nasty stuff. I'm not a Beyonce fan.
Right, you gonna get the on my personal.
Yes, you might not be a fan, but you like her.
But I like the song.
Well, you like the song, so that's a good thing.
The lyrics, I like some of the words. So let me tell you, what woman, when you don't hear like that chorus, "Who Run the World, Girls," you don't feel like, yeah, I'll run it. That's right, we run it. And we're in a society though where women are still considered less than, not equal to. We're still making less money than men. People are still passing legislation to tell us what we can do with our bodies. Like, all of those things are crazy. There's still some girls out there who don't get equal education or not educated. So, those things are happening. There's a line in here, and I'm going to talk about it. You guys can chime in. It says, "This goes out to all the women getting it in. You on your grind. The other men that respect what I do, please accept my shine. Boy, you know, love it how we're strong enough to make these millions, strong enough to bear the children, and get back
to business."
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
So show me a man who gonna have a baby, then get yourself back out there in the workforce, after you've done that. Strong enough to bear the children, then get back to business. That's a big deal. I mean, we go into so many avenues with that, but just the fact that I love the fact that we can carry life. I mean, that's amazing. Yes. You cannot tell me being a girl is not dope. I would never want to be a man. I love it. Yes.
Without us, it wouldn't be them.
Yes. Right. Yeah. So what do y'all think about those? That was my one, and I maybe say a little bit about it later. But that
was mad too. But when you talked about the babies, okay, this brings me back to when I had my son. I had to go on early maternity leave because I was borderline preeclamptic, and my son had an irregular heartbeat. So I had to go to, when I got into the 35th week or 32nd week, I can't remember the exact week, but when I got into those weeks, I had to go to the doctor twice a week to get my son's heart checked at the doctors. And so because I went on maternity leave early, I had to go back to work when my son was 4 weeks old.
Oh, wow.
So I cried like a baby. but the strength that I had to pull myself together to say, you know what, I got to leave my baby at 4 weeks old, get back and go make this money. And even though I was married, my ex-husband was very supportive and everything like that. But unfortunately, we wasn't rich. So, and then by that time, I had ran out of time. Like if I had more time, I definitely would have stayed. But I had ran out of leave time. Of course, I had been my 12 weeks FMLA, whatever, and all that. That was about gone or whatever. So I had to go back to work to make some money. But that was the strength that it took for me to do that. Like when I had to go back to work, I think like for 3 days, I would go in the bathroom and I would just cry. And then I would say, girl, okay, get it together. He gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when that, yeah, so that's why I want that lyric really points out, like sticks out to me. Yeah, we strong enough to make millions, bear kids, then go back to work. A lot of women do that.
Yeah.
And that is the time. Yeah.
Yes, all the time. And we don't we carry the baby, we give birth to the baby, we go back to work, but not only are we carrying the baby, our job, but we also carrying our mate. We're carrying our adult children. We also carrying like the world on our shoulder. You know, not to discredit a man, but we take on so much. This body holds so much emotional, because what are people, when they come, our children, they come into us with their problems. We're the one where they are able to come and release. We are safe haven for our family. So it is so heavy on us. But guess what? God built us like this for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And we carry it. And sometimes people don't know what you go through. Like you said, you was crying about the baby. You wipe your face off. You went back to that desk and you was like, hi, how may I help you?
Exactly.
Because we're built like that. You know, like the song, I'm Every Woman. And we represent women for all over the world. Each one of us, you know, every woman to me represents another woman, because we go through so much, but we hold it so well. Oh my God. I'm honored to be a woman. Thank you.
Yeah, messed up though, and I don't know when or if this is ever going to change. Why is it that when you have a baby going maternity leave, that's not covered? Like you don't have the sick, you know, a woman has to heal. You have to take all of your sick days in order to get paid while you're gone. And so you have to rush back unless you have a rich husband, like you said, somebody that can maintain. And there are a lot of single mothers out here, or a lot of families that can't afford for the mother to stay home. Why is it that women aren't even compensated long enough to stay home at least the 6 weeks to recuperate? So you have to rush back. Like, these are like things like that is still indicative of the world we live in right now. You know, it's messed up.
Well, that's here in the United States. In other countries, other countries, they get years, a year off, or even 2 years off. They kind of focus on that family, and they really respect motherhood. It's the United States that said, "Oh, you just had a baby 10 minutes ago. We need you back at work in 30 minutes. Get you something to drink and sit down at that desk."
Absolutely.
So yeah.
That's so true, Diane. I have really not been happy with the United States. Have not been happy because of those things like that. We're supposed to be the greatest country. We're not. Just doing the whole COVID thing. Everybody taking care of their citizen. We're over here, you know, people getting hungry, homeless, trying to figure out how they're gonna pay the rent. How much we get? We got $600, $1,200. We got $1,800 over the whole year. Are y'all serious? What we gonna do with that? Like what people do with $1,800? No, but we all were anxious to get it though. Like through waiting for them.
Give me my money.
Listen, like you got to, like we hit
for that right?
Yes, like we hit the lotto. Where my money?
We wait for them stimulus checks. We are waiting for them stimulus checks. But it still is sad because other countries are paying people to stay home. Paying them to stay home.
Yes.
We are here looking like, can we get our little $1,200, like some crackheads? Can we get our little $1,200? Like, can we get our little stimulus so that we can still maintain our households, pay our rent, things like
Yes.
that. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
That's a whole nother stuff. Yeah.
Now,
It's
one of my, I'm sorry, Diane, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, off of what I was saying before, how they do in other countries, they also pay for your health care in other
Mhm.
countries and your education.
Yep. Yep.
So, you know, those things that I don't know if we behind and we just ain't moving. I don't know which one it is.
I feel like they don't care about the citizens as much as they say they do. But everybody that's making decisions, they haven't missed a paycheck. They getting paid.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're
So-
getting paid. They're
So
paid.
one of my other lines that I like from this song, what she said, my persuasion can build a nation, endless power. With our love, we can devour. You'll do anything for me. And I love that line because when I think about even what we have going on now, our Vice President Harris, like, you know, I am so proud of her. I'm so proud that we have a woman in office. And even though America has a long way to go in terms of just coming up to speed with the rest of the world in a lot of different areas in terms of civil issues, you know, okay, equality issues and things like that. Hey, I think of her when I hear my persuasion can build a nation. Okay, like, but you know what? I want us to be careful that we don't put pressure on her to she only got 4 years to help Biden make a lot of changes. Let's not put a lot of pressure on her to make changes from hundreds of years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what we did to Obama. And I'm going to say we as inclusion because a lot of people did. Like they wanted him to come in and be the great black hope. And it was like, okay, get a man. I mean, he can only do so much, you know, in so little time, you know, whatever. So I really love that that line. And it makes me think about, okay, so what do y'all think about feminine like having feminine what's the word I'm trying to use? Like power and feminine. Dang, somebody help me out. I wish y'all could read my mind right now.
Right. I'm trying. I'm like,
It excites me. Like charm, feminine charm, where you can influence, feminine influence.
man, Ty, let me. Oh my God, I have a whole training that I do for a workshop, whatever you want to tell, presentation that I do for young girls on the power of being a woman. And our power is the power of influence. We influence things. We are influencers. It goes back to all the way back to the Bible when Eve influenced Adam to eat the fruit when he knew he wasn't supposed to be eating that fruit, but that lady influenced him. We have the ability. That is our power, the power of influence. And that's why our men need us. They need us to help them, to influence them, to get them to the next place. They need that power of persuasion. I think as a woman, that is our superpower. Our superpower is the power of influence. So we got to get out there and use it. So when I talk to the girls, I talk to them about how are you using your power? And I guess now I can talk to the women or whoever is listening right now. How are you using your power? How are you influencing the people in your circle?
Yes.
That includes your family. That includes your friends. That includes your Facebook friends, your social media friends. Those are all people in your circle. And for our young people, it's definitely the people on their social media because that's how they communicate now. So I say to them, how do you use your power? Are you using it to tell people, you know, are you talking bad and using profanity and talking about fighting this person in school? Or are you like, yeah, you know what? When I get out of school, I got a job I'm going to. Like, how are you using your platform and your influence to influence people in your circle? So, yeah, that's my whole, man. When we talk about women, that's your superpower. Use it.
Absolutely. Yes.
So I think we've had a little bit, you know, I think Beyonce has given us a lot of thought to think about. If we have any people out there, you know, any of our watchers right now, what do y'all think about it real quick? If y'all have anything to say in terms of women running the world, Do women really run the world? I believe we do, but disagree with us if you think we don't run the world. Tell us your thoughts.
While we wait for somebody to give us some thoughts and some questions or some thoughts on that song or those lyrics, when we just talked about influence, even though we have a man in office, I bet you there's a woman behind him that's influencing him to make those decisions.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know the slogan.
Yeah.
Behind every good man is a good woman.
Yes.
A strong woman.
Yes.
Yeah. So Mr. Elijah said Beyonce has given us a lot to think about. I agree with you. I believe she has given us a lot to think about in terms of just like where we're going. I love her, not just because of the music, but because of just a lot of the things that she's done. I feel like she's a trailblazer. I feel like she is a person who she strategically does things and it just works out. And hey, I take from some of her plays that she's done, in the
I
world.
wouldn't take anything from the woman. She has done her thing and been successful. Like I admire that. Little off the subject, I admire that in anybody because it reminds me of Tyler Perry as well. Like I don't really like Tyler's movies, but I admire that man and his, the things that he's done. So it's the same here. Beyonce in her area of gifting, she's succeeded. She's excelled. I would give her that.
Yeah.
I would definitely give her that.
So Tammy says we sure do, and then she added on to that. She said, "Behind the scenes, we run this thing."
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I like to think that this is my thing. This is now y'all can disagree with me or not, but I feel like men are usually like great visionaries. They have a lot. They can come up with some things, but I feel like women, like especially when you partner with a woman, I feel like she could be the executor. She shows you how to. It's like we know how to put that thing together. Okay, you want to build a car? Okay, we're gonna figure out how we're gonna get you to build this car. Okay, you want to be the top executive? We're gonna show you how to get to that top. Like I think we are so good because the Bible says we ought to help me. And I think naturally, whether you are married to a man or not, we naturally have like this sense of, okay, we like women. I ain't talking, I'm not talking about girls. I ain't talking about, what I'm talking about women. We naturally help.
Yes, supportive. Yeah. We're very supportive. And if he think he can't do it when we finish with him, he can go out there. You say you want a house built. When we finish with him, he gonna try to build a house. He gonna go outside and try to cut the tree down. Okay.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If that woman, the society we live in now, some of us women, we don't stand in that role. Like we don't put ourselves in that position to support our men, right? And so when the balance is off a little bit, when we're not telling a man, you got this, you the man, you the king, you to run this house. And when we have to do those things, men need that. They need that.
Their ego have to be you have to stroke their ego.
But not just anybody. You, the wife, the man.
Yes.
Absolutely. You have to let him be out here like the S on his chest. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, they need that.
Yeah. And I don't have no problem with stroking my man ego. And I ain't talking about nasty. I'm talking about like
that might give you some points though. That might give you a few pointers now. After you get that tree and build that house. Okay.
Yeah, but like in any relationship I'm in, I try my best to be supportive. I try my best, like, to have my man back. You my man. If you looking good, I'm looking good. If I'm looking good, you looking good. Absolutely. So it's a partnership, and even as I matured in life, So Beyonce has another song called Upgrade You. And it was like a lyric that was in that song that she talks about, like she going to the board meeting with her man and, just kind of like being there as support and as, so even though just because I'm sitting there all quiet don't mean that I don't have power. And then it's like, I think we have to own our power. Sometimes it's like we take being submissive or being quiet or doing, other things. We take that and then we make it as an inferiority position when it's not. Because I got a whole lot of power and I ain't even got to open up my mouth.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. I just think it's the way, like you said, we look at it and how people look at it, because you don't always have to say anything. Your presence mean a lot. Sometimes a man could walk in the room and he, you and your mate, y'all walk in the room together, and the other men can see, and they like, oh, he got a strong woman behind him. We know that this is his support. It's just because of the way that they move together. So that says a lot. Sometimes we don't have to say anything. And sometimes it's a little hard because, we could be a little, but we say what we got to say when we got to say it. Don't get me wrong now. You got to,
Can I be honest about something?
Go ahead, girl. Tell us.
Okay, so I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
I am in a state of being where I'm being conscious about the masculine energy that I exude.
That's heavy.
We can have a real conversation tonight because
that's heavy.
I've been hearing that a lot. Come on with it, Ty. Come on with it, Ty.
Because I'm a strong Black woman. I don't take no mess. And all this other stuff. But I recognize, like, I'm with my man and I'm giving him the same energy. I ain't talking about the same energy how we saying on social media, come with the same energy. I'm talking about if he coming at me as a man and I'm coming at him as a woman, but in masculine energy, he can't receive me the way I would like for him to, because then I feel like all he looking at is he just fighting me. So let me come around with another type, like, let me use who I am as a female, as a woman, as a softer being, and pull my energy down a little bit. And then sometimes, like, even with him, we may have little things going on, and I have to tell him, like, I'm not your competition. I'm not your we not in competition. We are partners. So, but still, even with me, I have to check myself mentally. Calm down, baby. Pour that masculine energy down. You don't have to come to him like that. You can get, as what the grandma say, you can catch a fly with honey, put some honey on it. It's okay. You're not lowering yourself because you put a little honey on it. You probably get tired of it when you put honey on it.
But you know where that comes from, Ty, is because when we are the everything, and there's not a man in the household, so we got to do everything. So that's when somebody says something, we feel like we defending, but we don't realize. And I had to learn this. I had to learn that and this is little simple stuff, if my husband was to leave open when he was here, to leave the cabinet open, I don't have to say, you left the cabinet open. I just would be smooth with it. I wouldn't close it though, but I'll just be like, hey, baby, you left the cabinet open. He said, oh man. And he would close the cabinet. But I had to learn that. Yeah. So if I wanted him to do things, I didn't, because they don't hear, because it sounds like wonk, wonk to them. But when you give them that, baby, you looking good today. He might go in the kitchen and wash the dishes and do the floor. I'm just saying. But it's a lot of times that because we do everything. So when we do get that mate, and a man might say something, we feel like it's a fight instead of us just falling back. And it's not taking anything away from you. It's just actually being in your true being as a woman and letting, like you said, your feminine side, they love that because we're nurturers. So when we come out them like, then it's hard for them to really get that. But I had to learn those things, and I'm still learning some of them because I'm back in that role again of being everything.
Right. And just because you fall back don't mean you're not speaking up for yourself. Let's not get it twisted. Absolutely. When something ain't right, I make sure I speak up about it. I don't let stuff out. I've learned, because old me is passive aggressive. Old me sweep stuff under the rug and let it pile up into a big old mold, and then I just go berserk. That's old me. New me is okay. You done pissed me off. Let me go and calm myself down, get myself together, and then when I'm not mad, now I'm about to address the issue in a nice, friendly manner where I can say things in a positive way so that I could be heard. That's the new me. And I'm recognizing that we would take being submissive, or we would take not being aggressive or all that, and we'll take that as we can't speak up for ourselves, or we can't address stuff that go wrong. No, we can very well address things, but let's just kind of do it in a way where it's less confrontational, because sometimes I'm talking about me, because I don't want nobody getting on the watching the replay and saying Ty being a pick me. No, I ain't never a pick me.
Okay.
But I'm just learning some things about myself as a woman, as a Black woman, because I've been divorced now for 7 years, I think, and I want to get married again. So
yeah,
I'm trying some different approaches, if y'all know what I mean.
It comes in time, Ty. That those things, those behaviors, because they learned behaviors. I'm sorry, they learned behaviors. So we have to, in time, because when you learn who you are, you start looking at how you're doing things and how you communicating, because the big thing is we don't know how to communicate, because everybody want to say what they have to say and no one wants to listen. So we have to be an example. I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to be quiet. But a woman have to learn how to be. See, they're watching us. Our children and our mates are watching us and how we present ourselves. So we set the tone in the household. So once we learn how to fall back and be in our authentic self as a woman, that man is going to learn. He's going to be who he is, because he's going to know I don't have to fight when I get home. She going to love all over me, even when I'm not right and I'm wrong. The way that she come at me, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? So, but all of that comes sometime. It comes in time, because you got to learn who you are. And for me, that's what I had to do. And I want to get married again. My husband is deceased. So, but I've been by myself for 4 years. So I got that, and I have to tone that down as well. So those behaviors are learned, but I commend you, my sister.
Yes.
See that.
So Elijah wanted to know what's a pick me. So a pick me is a term that's said amongst some of the Black, I hear it a lot amongst like the woke culture. And I don't mean to offend nobody, but it's when a woman is so pro man that she's considered a pick me. Like I'm lowering myself and I'm lowering who I am so I can be chosen and I can be pushed. So we kind of get those lines mixed up a lot of times, because sometimes I'm about introspection. I'm about looking at myself and looking at some of my flaws and looking at some of my traits that I have that could potentially get in the way of me. That's the type of person I am, no matter what.
Everybody should be like that. Like that should be, we quick to point the finger at other people, but then like, how did you contribute to what's happening? It takes at least two people. I don't know how many, just if it's a male-female relationship. So I feel like as an adult, like a person that wants, because that's what it seems like you are, Ty, and so am I. A person that wants to grow, you got to do some reflection. You have to look in and be like, you know what, you weren't right. That wasn't right. You need to learn how to do this. And just to piggyback on what you said, the masculine energy is turning brothers off. I'm going to talk about my little dating situation in another show, but I've had conversations with men lately. And when I say several men is like, yeah, she had this masculine energy, or, I'm not feeling that. It is turning them off. And it's sad because it's not really our fault, because we have to be the male, and a lot of us And I raised most of I raised my sons for most of their life alone. So I'm trying to be their mother at the same time. I still have to be this strong person for them, which is like a male energy, like a masculine energy. I have to learn how to tone that down, especially in the dating world. But it's like a catch-22, because in order to kind of survive out here, I raise boys. So, in order to raise these boys, I had to have a certain energy kind of about me, but at the same time, I'm still your mom. I'm still this all. That's what I did my nails done. I still like the doors open. I'm very girly. I'm not very girly, but a lot of those things, Ty, what you're talking about is about growth. So as women, we have to start looking inward too.
Yes, that's the key.
Yeah.
Everything begins and ends with us.
Yeah.
And we don't, if you can't see that, I'm sorry, Ty, if we don't see that, then there's no changing. And sometimes a lot of these things, and when we are aggressive and we, are coming so hard, but it's so easy. We have to learn that we're not losing anything, because guess what? When we out here dating, if he's not the one for us, we can simply do something so simple, and that's walk away. You don't have to answer the call. You don't have to go out. You don't have to say no. You don't have to say any. You bow out gracefully. So I think we have to start picking up our crown, that invisible crown that you talked about, Devonia, and put it on. And when you have a crown on, you don't walk like this. You walk like this.
Yeah.
So as we have that pause with us, we will speak that and we will be that. But we have to know that. And that is going to project in when we're dating and when we're talking to a man. And if he's coming out a certain way, you don't even have to fix your crown, baby. You just have to just turn around and walk away. Because guess what that says to him? He just allowed a queen to walk out of his life. And it's okay, because that's who we are. And that's who we have. That's why we run the world. The girls. Girls.
Yes.
So,
yes.
On that note, we got to talk about what's going on. Hey, what's going on? We got to talk about what's going on.
Yes.
So, okay. So, what's going on? Okay. So, we had a listener or a viewer that chimed in, and she sent us a message. And so what she wanted to talk about what's going on in her life. This is her question. Her question stems around millennial successful women who continue to elevate in their careers. And she was saying my concern is that I may not find someone of the same caliber. I'm open-minded when it comes to the word success. However, if the man has not quite obtain the same level of success, I'm concerned about the challenges of emasculation and his attempt to demean my success, all to protect his ego. So what we was previously talking about went right on into this woman's question. She wanted to remain anonymous, but in talking about our success versus basically us being successful with men who aren't as successful as we are. So what do y'all think about that?
Yeah, I have so many thoughts about that. First I want to say, if the man that you're with is not celebrating you, elevating you, cultivating you, he ain't the right man. That ain't the one you need to be with, period. So men they're in our lives. So we're in each other's lives, right? So to help make each other better. But if I'm with a man that is not happy for me, it's not celebrating me, that's not helping to cultivate me, make me greater, looking like that's my woman right there, that's not the man for you. So I think that there are men out there like that will celebrate you, that you can find him. But here's the thing. You have to be willing to take the time to find the right one. Because what we do a lot of times is we allow men to come into our lives and we allow them to invade, be a part of our lives when we know that he ain't the one. We know it. But what do we do? And I will stand by this to the day I die. I think we overlook it. I believe there's always a red flag. I don't care what you say. You could say, see, that was something. There was something before you said we're in a committed relationship, we're getting married. Something happened. What was it? So yeah, to answer a question, you just have to take the time that is necessary to find that brother that's going to support you, sister, and be there with you. I mean, I think they are out there, but you gotta be patient.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that we see, like you said, we see the signs and we overlook it. Oprah, and this might not be quote what she said. I remember she had a show and a girl was going through some type of abuse, but she said, God always give us a sign. And sometimes he whispers to you. Yeah. You might say, he's not the one. And we don't listen. We keep on going. Yeah. And then he might get you a thump on the head, like time to move on. And then you might hit a brick wall. But I think that we have to be honest with ourselves and be okay. And I know for me, I used to do that in relationship. I knew doggone well that I should have been saying bye-bye. But because I wanted to be in a relationship and I wanted to be with somebody and I didn't really value who I was, I allowed them to stay and be there. But I think we have to be able to walk away, because I also feel when you hold on, you don't allow God to bring the person that should be in your life, because you got a door stopper there.
Yeah.
He can't even open the door because you got this body that shouldn't be there. And God is like, let him go.
Yeah. Right.
Open the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to be able to, and it's not always about how much he makes.
Right.
See, it's not always about the money.
Yeah.
We have to be able as women too, is say, and I'm saying this to me too, because right now, because sometimes I kind of struggle with this. It's okay if he's a sweep, because he might bring so much more value to your life than that 6 figures you might be looking for, or making more money than you. Sometimes it's not always about that. He might give you so much love and support you in so many other ways that you and him together will be that power couple. So I just think it's the way that we look at relationships and what do we really want, and be okay to move out the way, let God open that door and let him go right on out there the same way he came in.
Yes,
and guess what? And through that same door, God is going to bring the man that should be in your life.
Amen. Yeah. And I love what Tammy said. We should not have to dim our light to make our mate feel comfortable. And that's vice versa. Period.
Yeah. Absolutely, Tammy. Absolutely. We should not. There's something wrong with a relationship where I feel like, and a friend of mine was in this situation where the person was so intimidated by her success. How are you intimidated by? When I win, you win.
Yes.
When I win, you win. We're in this together. So yeah.
So I hope, Anonymous, I hope you're watching, and I hope we helped you. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's all about you choosing. You have to just use wisdom, period. Because sometimes if you are making more money than your man, use wisdom in dealing with a man who's a man who what you make don't matter to him. Absolutely. Because he can still be successful in what he's doing. If you the CEO and president over Chase Bank and you making $750,000 a year, but then he the CEO and president of another company, but he making $400,000 a year, he's still successful. He's still making money. You just happen to be making more, but that don't make him less of no man, because he still have a prominent career. He still is successful. He's still doing whatever. It's all in how you look at it.
Yes.
That's my opinion. Yeah. So, and I forgot to say this earlier about our YouTube page. So YouTube and their craziness, they didn't allow us to stream live today, but we will be streaming live to YouTube on next week. So it's like it has to go through an approval process, and we just didn't it didn't work out the way it was supposed to. So I just want y'all to be sure to know that y'all can catch us next week on the YouTube as well. So
Yes.
but still go and like and subscribe on the YouTube. Click the bell to get the notification when we do go live. So I just wanted to make sure I said that.
Yes.
Yes. And so I wanted to say something about, but that may be another show, because about that pay, how a man, how much he gets paid, and a lot of women, some women kind of look at that instead of like, who is this person? Does he have a job? And you know what? I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna say this last thing. 2 people can grow together.
Yes, absolutely.
2 people can make a plan together.
Yep.
Grow together and get whatever it is you want to accomplish. You can accomplish it together. Like-minded people can do some great things.
Yes. A penny, one penny, make 2 pennies.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's bring it together. Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Period. So, Ty, we have a few more minutes, about a few, but I think if our viewers want to add a comment, give us a question, we just have a few minutes left. If you have a question for us before we sign out, it's been a great show.
Yes, it was. Yes.
I had fun for the first show.
But do you have anybody have any questions for us before we sign out for our very first show for tonight?
Yes. I want to say something really quick for the people that are watching. If you enjoyed the show, please tell a friend. Like our page, and I'm pretty you have, but share. Don't be selfish. Share the love and let everybody else watch as well, because the show wouldn't be anything without you all. And I know I had a good time tonight. This was great conversation. Good music, real talk with some dope women.
Yes. And just remember, we do have Viewers Choice Wednesday. So you will be able to, if you can even put it in the comments here, or you can go to our page and send us a message and give us a choice of a song that you would like us to talk about and break down the lyrics on Let's Get Lyrical segment. So just tell us, or if you want to have a question for what's going on, go ahead and send us those private DMs to tell us what's going on and what you want us to address and talk about.
Let us know if you want it to be anonymous, so we don't have to say your name. So Viewers Choice Wednesday is the 4th Wednesday. So if you send us and you're like, they didn't play my song, you have to wait till the 4th Wednesday. And that's when we'll play your song, maybe, unless we get, to see how many we get in. So send yours now. If you have something you think about, I want them to talk about, send it to us now so we'll have it all ready. But that is, I'm excited. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We have had a good time. Please share us, like our page, and follow us. Is it on Instagram? We're on Instagram, and you'll get to see us on YouTube again next week. We're going to be back here again next week at the same time. Please come out and join us. Bring a friend, bring a friend, bring a friend.
Yes.
Thank you all so much. Thank you. Join us tonight.
Yes. Who run the world?
Girls.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.